Well, I can tell you that at least 3 of the 4 victims are connected to the Middletown school community, where today they brought in extra counselors and even therapy animals to help people cope with this tremendous loss. For 55-year-old Paul Pelletier, an aerospace teacher at Middletown schools.
It's my pleasure to help the first responders make their job safer.
Aviation and education were one and the same.
This one hits home. It's really sad.
So when the ill-fated flight Paul piloted crashed Sunday in a wooded area of Vermont, those he taught,
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Paul.
Knew they'd lost a friend.
He cared about people. He cared about his students.
One of those students, 15-year-old Delilah Van Ness, a sophomore at Middletown High School. She died with him, along with her mother, 55-year-old Susan. Middletown schools with a statement in part, this unimaginable loss has left a void in our hearts and our community.
It's always sad when this sort of thing happens, and it happens too much with these small planes.
Paul and Delilah were familiar faces to Fox 61. We spotlighted a segment about Paul's drone and flight class at Middletown High School, bringing public safety to new heights in June.
It's win-win. When you can get the kids and the first responders and everybody's learning, I think that's what education is supposed to be all about.
I do the classroom part, so I'm more of the information side. And then we grade them so they know how they're doing and what they need to work on.
You see, Paul ran a unique program where his students became the teachers, helping to certify Middletown first responders to fly drones.
We've worked with Paul for over 2 years now. He helped pretty much develop and get our drone program off the ground.
Little is known about what caused Paul's single-engine Piper to plummet from the sky. The NTSB and FAA are investigating, but we know they took off from Wyndham Airport Sunday morning and landed safely at Basin Harbor Airport in Vermont. They had lunch, but on their way back to Wyndham, shortly after takeoff, something went wrong. The wreckage found just a half a mile from the airport.
He was a great man. He had a great passion. He had a great drive, and he really gave that message to all his students.
Also killed in this crash was 88-year-old Francisco Rodriguez of Lebanon. Now, Middletown High School is going to be closed tomorrow, and we did learn today from the Vermont State Police that Paul's plane never indicated that there was ever a problem, and there was never any radio mayday that was sent out. Brent and Sarah, back to you.
So, Matt, do we know anything about what investigators will be looking for as they try to figure out the cause of this crash?
Yeah, so I did talk on the phone with the NTSB today. They're actually not going to be arriving on scene until tomorrow morning, but once they get there, as you can imagine, they're going to be painstakingly combing through every piece of that plane's wreckage, even to the point where they're going to be bringing the debris back to a secure facility to analyze it even further. And they're going to be looking into 3 main points. Did anything go wrong with the pilot, the plane, or the environment in which that plane was flying? They will issue a preliminary report on what happened with that accident within the next 30 days, but a full investigation could take as long as 2 years. And I want to leave you guys with one additional thought. As passionate as Paul was about flying those drones, it was ultimately a drone that discovered the wreckage of his plane. We're live here in Middletown. Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.